Hey y'all, it's your girl ASET210 here, and if you're wondering why I'm on the floor squatted like this, it's because I just got finished with part 1. And if you haven't gone and seen it yet, go check that video out. So let's begin with the video. I'm now cleaning out my toy box and figuring that out, and while I'm doing that, you're going to listen in on part 2 of FASD. And it's something that I have, by the way.
Team sport can help them improve slightly and feel more confident playing with other children. And the fifth and final symptom that I'm going to talk about in this video, but like I said, there are long lists. Everyone's going to be different. There's a lot of different symptoms associated with it, but the last one I'm going to talk about is hyperactivity and jitteriness. This is why a lot of children who have FAS are actually misdiagnosed with ADHD, because it's really difficult for them to sit still, and it also means that they'll struggle in school. And before I get into the next diagnoses associated with FASD, I want to just let you know what it can feel like for someone who falls under this umbrella term. When I was reading this book, the main point that came through was that it's really difficult for those who are diagnosed. Because they struggle with impulse control, it can lead them to lashing out at friends, and then they feel worse about themselves, but they legitimately are not able to control it. And so I think the message that I want you to hear is that if someone in your life has FASD, understand that it's not that they won't do something or that they won't stop doing something, it's that they cannot. And so understanding where they're at and what they struggle with and how it feels for them will be so beneficial to your relationship. Not only will they feel validated, heard, and understood, but then you can better understand where they're coming from, so you know that it has nothing to do with you, and it's them trying to work through their struggles with FASD. The first diagnosis I just talked about was FAS, fetal alcohol syndrome, but we'll move into the second one, which is partial fetal alcohol syndrome, or PFAS. And I could go into a ton of detail about all the different symptoms that fall under PFAS, but it's important for you just to know that when it comes to PFAS, they can have all of the symptoms as someone with FAS has. However, it's just not as severe. And in order for these things to be properly diagnosed, you need to see a professional. You need to go see a doctor, a psychiatrist, a therapist who works with FASD, so they can make sure that you get the diagnosis that you need so that you can get the help that you deserve. The third diagnosis I want to address, and I'm going to read from my notes because it's a long one, is neurobehavioral disorder associated with prenatal alcohol exposure, otherwise called ND-PAE. Now, ND-PAE is when a child or adult will have issues in 3 areas. The first is thinking and memory. And one of the ways that this can present itself is someone forgetting something they just learned. Those with ND-PAE will learn something in school, try to go home and do their homework, and have no recollection and no memory of what they already previously learned just a few hours before. And this can be extremely frustrating for the person who's struggling, as well as it can make it hard for them to keep up in school or work. Also, because memory is an issue, it can make it hard for them to plan things, to remember the things that they were supposed to do or things they told people they'd show up for. So planning is another issue that they struggle with. The second area that they'll struggle with is behavior issues. People with ND-PAE can throw huge tantrums. They can have a really difficult time switching from one task to another. And that is why having an IEP, an individualized education program, in place at the school is so important. It's really pivotal to their success, because when someone is struggling, people might not understand why. And if they're expecting them to transition from one subject matter to another really quickly, let's say they only have 3 to 5 minutes in between classes, that can be really overwhelming, and that can cause a tantrum. It can cause them to lash out and be extremely angry and frustrated. The third area that they'll struggle with is just day-to-day living, meaning it's hard to bathe ourselves and to get up on time and to plan with other children, other parents, other families, and to dress appropriately for the day, for the weather, for whatever's expected of them. They can struggle so much with this, which can cause them to be late to work or school, forget that they're supposed to have a play date with that child, or all of the above. And just as a side note, in order for this to be diagnosed as per the DSM, the mom who was pregnant with this child must have had at least 13 drinks per month, or more than 2 in a sitting. And I only say that because it's important for those of us out there who maybe want to have children, or may become pregnant, or maybe we already think we are pregnant. There is no amount of alcohol that is safe for you to consume while you're pregnant. Having 2 or more drinks in a sitting is not a lot for a normal adult. However, if we are pregnant or trying to become pregnant, please do not drink. You can do so much harm to your baby developmentally, and it can make things so much more difficult for your child and for yourself. And so I just want to bring that up because I think there's a lot of misconceptions out there about, oh, it's fine if it's, early on in the pregnancy, or if it's not too much, or it's just a couple of glasses of wine. There is no amount of alcohol that they know to be safe to consume while we're pregnant. And the fourth and final diagnosis I'm going to touch on in this video is alcohol-related neurodevelopmental disorder, or ARNID. Those diagnosed with ARNID will not have the facial features associated with FAS, meaning, the small eyes or the thin lip, the things we talked about before. They don't find those with ARNID to have that. However, but what they do find is those diagnosed with ARNID do have developmental disabilities associated with their central nervous system, which what that really means is they have brain damage, and that can cause behavioral and learning disabilities. I was asked by many Kenyans to create this video, and my hope for it is to remove the stigma associated with FASD. There's so much shame involved from a parent's perspective. I mean, if I drank when I was pregnant because maybe I didn't know right away, or maybe I had an alcohol problem, a lot of mothers feel shame for causing this in their children. And those with FASD, because it's so unknown and not talked about and not dealt with at the school level, in many cases can lead to more shame because we get irritable, we lash out, and then we feel worse about ourselves, but legitimately we don't have control over that. And so the more that we talk about it, the more understanding, the better. Maybe you've been diagnosed with FASD. What do? The first thing we can do, set realistic expectations for ourselves. That means no comparison. Don't even think about it. Everyone is different. Like I said, even in the FASD umbrella, everyone's going to experience it different, and so know that your situation is unique to you, and you have to set expectations that fit you and meet you where you're at. The second thing we can do is get support as needed. Because this can cause so many issues for us in learning and school, it's so important that we make sure we have an IEP if we need one. I'll link in the description. I have a video about IEPs and what those are and how we can get those in place. Also, if you need a tutor, make sure that you set that up. Check in one-on-one with your teacher to see how they feel you're doing, what other support they can give you. Also, check in with your disabilities office and the services they offer. Make sure that you're getting your needs met. And if needed, get a social worker or a therapist. We can fight on your behalf and make sure that you get the help you need when you need it most. And the third thing is support groups. Like I said, there's so much shame and embarrassment associated with FASD. It can be so healing and validating to hear from other people going through something similar. And I'll link in the description a resource so you can find a support group in your area. And the fourth and final thing we can do is get in therapy. Having FASD can put us at a higher risk for trauma, for getting in trouble with the law, for keeping up with life expectations like sleep, hygiene, etc. And also, adoption and foster care is so common. Make sure that you get in therapy as soon as possible so you have support when you need it. Through all of my research and reading articles about FASD, it only taught me more and more that there is no amount of alcohol that is safe for us to consume when we're pregnant. So please, if you're not using protection, please don't drink. I hope you found this video helpful and informative. In all honesty, all through my training, no one really talked that much about it. I think I learned about it in one class, and so it's important that we have this conversation. Are there other topics you want me to address? Let me know in the comments. Are there things that I forgot or something else that you want to mention about your experience? Let us know, because we're working together towards a healthy mind and a healthy body. And I will see you next time. Bye.
So, as you can tell, there's now another mess I have to clean up. And right now I did clean some stuff out. Like, I found some junk papers in here and some garbage in here, so I did clean that out. And if you think I'm just stuffing everything back in because I took it out, you're wrong, but you're not wrong. This is how I do my things. I'm deciding on that. There were some things in here that I really wanted out. Like, I didn't even know this, and this was in there. And if I would have known, I would have taken that immediately because I love keychains a lot. But I have FASD. I know how it feels. I know what you guys are going through because I have it myself. I also have autism, and I also have ADHD, I have scoliosis, I have joint subluxation, I have a benign tumor adenoma. What else do I have? There's other things I have. So, like she said, if there's anything else you want to know about me, just comment down below, and I will do that for you guys. I am sweating really badly because it is hot in Florida. Yeah, so I hope you liked this video. This is a cute bag. I'm not throwing everything here and there. I am throwing some stuff out. By the way, Eliza, I don't know if you could hear me, but I found your money. I didn't find my tree, but I found your money that you need. Also, I know Eliza's gonna watch this. I have some stuff for the girls. Like, I have this. I don't know if you see it. I have this. Ow! That hurt. What is that? Oh, I don't want to know. And I have some tiaras. Like, I have this one. And I have this one. And I have more tiaras. So, comment down below. Because I will send them to you. I already have a whole... Let me show you real quick. I already have a whole backpack full of stuff for you guys. So... And I will be sending whatever's in the backpack. So, don't you say no, and don't you send them back, because I will punish you. And let me know if the girls have any, like, Build-A-Bears, like I do. Because I have some stuff that I don't use on my Build-A-Bears, and I have these, like, really cute pink flip-flops. That, if you want, I'll send them to you. This is mine. That's gotta be taken care of. I'm throwing that out. This, I don't know. I'm gonna keep that. And I have to clean up all this money. It's not much, actually. It's just... Okay, maybe it is. So we got a lot more than you got paid, because at your old job, you were getting paid like $50, I think you told me. And this is like 50, 70, 90, and more. See? There's a couple hundreds, there's 20s, 50s. Look at that. Sending you money already, I'm not even rich. I got rich first, so I'm going to send you some money. So I hope you guys liked this video. And I am not lying. I do have FASD. Because I know people will be like, oh, she's lying. She doesn't actually have FASD. Or whatever it is. She doesn't actually have it. She's just lying. And she's trying to get us to like this video or whatever. I'm not trying to get you to like the video or anything. This is not clickbait. I am... for reals, got FASD. So, don't even try that card on me, because I am not a liar. I don't do clickbait. I hope you guys liked this video. Give it a big thumbs up. Comment down below if you liked it. And I will see you guys later.